Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a get ready with me video centered around a single Urban Decay eyeshadow. I bought this yesterday and it is absolutely gorgeous. A lot of you probably already have it, for anyone who collects Urban Decay. I didn't really get into Urban Decay until they started releasing the Naked palettes. The very first Urban Decay Naked palette was my first Urban Decay product that I had purchased. And then since that time I've bought all the Naked palettes, including the basics, and then I bought one of those build your own palettes, and I bought just a few of the single eyeshadows to basically fill the palette up. My tastes were quite different then than they are now. However, so the things that I decided on were, you know, if I was to do that again, I would probably make different choices, but, you know, our tastes change as time goes by. So since then, I've only picked up, I think, one single eyeshadow since I built my own palette. Anyway, I saw a picture of this the other day online, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. This is Urban Decay X, and this, I'm sure this has been released in some palette over the years because Urban Decay has released so many palettes, but I didn't have it and I wanted to get it, and it's just a beautiful, I'm going to say warm coral, and there's what it looks like swatched. So that is X. So I'm going to use that today for the very first time, and I'm going to use it with an eyeshadow that I have never had any luck with. And I think the reason why I've never had any luck with it or didn't like it was because of what I was using it with. So I'm going to use Urban Decay Half Baked today. I'm going to use X on my lids, and I'm going to use Half Baked in the crease. And Half Baked is in the first Naked palette, and it's also in the second one. So here it is in the second one, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Urban Decay at some point changed the formula of their eyeshadows. So the eyeshadows in the first Naked palette are not the same formula as the ones in the second. So I definitely enjoy the newer formula better, so that's why I'm using Half Baked from the Naked 2 palette. And that's what Urban Decay Half Baked looks like swatched. So this is a warm copper. So I'm going to use those two together and see how it goes, because I don't always have good luck with warm eyeshadows. They don't usually, I can't always pull them off because they just don't look as good on me as somebody with a warmer skin tone. Speaking of which, one of you noticed yesterday that I colored my hair again. And, you know, I'm just not loving the warmth that I've been putting in my hair the last couple months. So what I did today was I washed it vigorously with shampoo today, not a special shampoo for color treated hair, because I'm just not happy with the warmth that I've been adding to my hair the last 2 months, like I said. But if you look at my hair, now you can see warm and cool tones mixed, which is kind of interesting looking. I'm kind of digging that part of it. So I don't know. I've actually already purchased my hair color for the next time I'm going to do it. I just was so disgusted yesterday with the color that it came out that I went out and purchased something, and I'll tell you more about that another time, because otherwise this video is going to be super long. And I did want to do my makeup from the very beginning this time and go straight through, but obviously I'm gonna have to edit out or skip over certain parts while I'm filming, because you know, from start to finish, plus with all this talking at the beginning, it would end up being like an hour probably. So let's get started. Very first thing, EOS lip balm. I like to do this first so that by the time I get to the actual lip product, this has a chance to sink in. All right, next is NYX Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Light. And just going to use my fingers and put this right in that darkness. And just kind of pat that in. Just like that with my finger. Next, I'm gonna use my foundation, which is NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. My shade is Mont Blanc. This is a very thin, liquidy formula, so you have to shake this up really good. And fortunately, it does come in a pump. I'm gonna do something different today. I'm going to put this all over, but I'm also going to put it on my eye area because I'm going to try using the Urban Decay shadows just over foundation as a base. This has such good coverage. It's full coverage, so not only does it hide all the redness in my face, it will also hide any discoloration or veining in my eye area. So that's what we're going to do. And I just use my finger to apply this. I just put a little bit on my finger and then quickly blend this in because you have to work so fast with this because it just will start to evaporate immediately. They say one pump is good for your whole face, but no. That's a gross exaggeration. Unless you have, you know, gorgeous skin with no issues, but I have acne, scarring, and redness, and so one pump definitely won't work for me. But I forget that there are some people out there with beautiful skin that don't have any issues, so maybe for someone like that, one pump would be okay. I just don't know how you would spread one pump out over your entire face. And I'm going to put a little bit on my neck just to try to blend everything together and then just gradually blend it down. And then the contrast, you know, because I know this right around my collarbone area and lower chest area is extremely white, so I'm just going to dab a little bit of bronzer on that to try to even it out when we get to that step. Okay, so that's the foundation. I love that foundation. I got it during the VIB appreciation sale at Sephora. It's amazing. Okay, so what's next? Now I'm going to do concealer. And I like Maybelline Fit Me concealer. My shade is Fair. And I think today I'm going to use a beauty blender. I like to switch it up. I don't like to always do things the same way. So as you can see, I've wet my beauty blender sponge and hopefully it's wrung out enough. Yep, it's only damp, but it looks like it's engorged with water, but it's not. So we're just going to dab some of this on and then blend it out with this beauty blender. My eyes have been so irritated the last couple days. I have no idea why. I'm surprised the white part isn't beet red. My eyes are just so irritated. And the only thing I can think of that has changed is I got that mascara from Too Faced, the Better Than Sex mascara. So I don't know if I'm getting some kind of reaction to that, because I do have a real hard time getting that off at night when I take off my makeup. So hopefully that's not what it is, because I do like that mascara for my top lashes. I think it really does give them a lot of volume. Okay, so that's concealer. And then what I usually do is I take this Wet n Wild Fergie mattifying powder in Pedestal, and I just take the little puff thing that comes with it, and I just very gently press right in the dark circle over the where I put the corrector and concealer. And just press a little bit of that in there. Okay, next I'm going to contour and bronze my face. Or should I do blush first? Let's do blush next. Okay, blush. What did I decide on for blush? Oh, I'm gonna use Benefit Rockateur. I think that would look nice with this look that I'm gonna do today. And I'm gonna use a Real Techniques brush in 300 from the Bold Metals collection, which is this one. Yeah, I wonder if I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you or not, but my eyes have been really irritated for a couple of days, and wouldn't that be something if I had like a loose eyelash or something in there and didn't know it? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, let's dip the brush into this Rockateur, and I'm just gonna dab that on. And you'll notice that I don't always do my blush the same way either. Sometimes I tap it on, sometimes I blend it on. You know, there's so many different ways of doing things that I like to switch it up. So I'm just gonna do like that. Really like this blush. Okay, now I'm gonna contour and bronze, and normally I would do a separate contour. As a matter of fact, what I like to do sometimes, which I think I already did a whole video about this, is use Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation in the shade Pure Beige, which is 4 shades up from what I'm supposed to be. And I kind of use this like as a base or a guideline. And I just kind of draw this on. So that's going to be like a contoured a base for my contour. Then I'm going to take NARS Laguna bronzer, and I tried using a different brush yesterday and I didn't enjoy it as much as what I had been using. So let's go back to that. This is the Zoevo 104 buffer brush. So just put some Laguna bronzer on there. And I like to start at the hairline and just work my way right down the hairline. And I like to go over it quite a bit because sometimes, you know, you think you have it all blended out and you don't, so it doesn't hurt to go over it a little bit extra. All right, now I'm going to go right on that contour line that I did. So I'm going to merge that contour with my blush. And it doesn't really matter. You can do the contour first and then the blush, or blush and then contour. Either way, I like to try to really blend those two products together really well, along with that Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So it's actually 3 products. But just make sure that, you know, you can't see where the bronzer ends and the blush begins. Okay, now I'm going to go right under my jawline here. Then I'm going to take a little bit down my neck. And then just dust a little on the whitest part of my collarbone, shoulder blades, the whole thing. Just try to make it so that it's not a big contrast. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, I believe eyeshadows are next. Okay, so I've got, did I put the foundation in the eye area? No, I don't think I did. After I just said I was going to do that. Alright, so we can do it now. It's alright, it's not too late, never too late. So just put a little bit, and see, that's going to make a, it's going to make a nice base for the eyeshadows. And it canceled out all the redness and veining. And you probably noticed that I don't put any powder to set the foundation. I had just a little bit of extra product there, so instead of wasting it, I know my nose and the area around my nose has a tendency to get red, so does my chin, so we'll just put the extra there. Okay, yeah, I don't have to set this foundation at all. It just gives you so much coverage. Alright, let's take that Urban Decay X eyeshadow. Or should we do the highlight shade first? Let's do the highlight shade first. For my highlight shade, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. And this is the shade Skimp. I wanted to use a warm beige highlight. That's not my favorite, but I thought it might be fun to just use all Urban Decay eyeshadows. So I like to use my fingers to apply my highlight shade. I mean, this isn't a bad eyeshadow, it's just, you know, I have some others that I prefer. But I thought it would be fun to use all Urban Decay. Alright, so that's my highlight shade. Now I'm going to use X on the lids. And should I use my finger or should I use a brush? let's use a brush. Let's use a MAC 2. Oops, camera shut off. Let's use a MAC 239 brush. I love the finish on this eyeshadow. It's got like a glow about it. Really, really pretty. Okay, so that is Urban Decay X, and then I'm going to take that half-baked shade and put that in the crease. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques base shadow brush. Yeah, these two shades complement each other really well. Okay, now I'm going to take a Real Techniques 201 brush. This is the crease brush from the Bold Metals collection. And I'm just going to run a little bit of that half-baked. I'm just going to run that right along the lower lash line here. Just a little bit. Then I'm going to take Maybelline Master Kajal Cream Kohl Eyeliner in Midnight Brown, and I'm going to line my tight line. I'm also going to put a little bit of this on my lower lash line. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to use Wet n Wild Color Icon in Calling Your Buff, and I'm just going to put this on the waterline. Okay, then I'm going to put the Maybelline Midnight Brown on the actual lash line, just very lightly, in between where I placed the half-baked shadow and the eyeliner I just used on the waterline. Okay, now I'm going to do the lower lashes with Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara. Since I'm working in this area, might as well continue on. And then on the top lashes, I'm going to use Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. If I can find it. It should be on the table in front of me here. Oh, I don't see it. I'll have to shut the camera off. I can't find it. It was right on the table in front of me. I just couldn't see it because I got so much stuff on the table. Okay, so Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara on the top lashes. Okay, for my brows today I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in Ash, and let's see. Eyebrows are boring to watch somebody do. I'm gonna shut the camera off and do this off camera to try to save some time. I haven't used that in a long time. I forgot how much I like it. The e.l.f. eyebrow kits are pretty nice. Okay, so for lips, I know some of you want to see me use the new lipsticks that I showed you in the ColourPop haul, but I don't feel like either one of those shades would really be the best color to use with this look. So what I decided on for a lip product is NARS Dolce Vita. This is sort of a darker peachy nude color, and I think this would go best with these eyeshadows, and I'm going to use MAC Whirl Lip Liner as my liner. This is such a nice natural nude type lipstick, and I feel like that was the most complimentary to this. Okay, I'm gonna shut the camera off again and try to do something with my hair, and I'll be back. And if I don't come back, it's because I couldn't do anything with my hair. I might just put a picture at the end or something. I don't know. Thanks for watching, you guys.